Hey, in this video, I want to talk about it might be a sensitive subject for some, so I just want to say this could be a trigger or something upsetting for you. Just a heads up about that. You will see the title of the video. If you don't want to continue, please don't watch this. My intention is not to upset anyone. What I'm going to talk about are cold unsolved crimes and missing person cases for a moment. I have worked on these. It is the hardest thing to do. I've seen people say online or sometimes criticize psychic mediums online saying, well, if you're a psychic medium, why don't you help with this? Why don't you, for this kind of thing? But there's things you need to know about this. It is incredibly difficult work. It's not something that you can do all the time. It's too much. It's not for everyone. Every psychic medium is different, and every person sort of has their way of doing things, of getting messages, the way that they work, what they work with. There are very specific things. Like with some of the energy shifts, I changed some of the things that I do now. Like I do things that I didn't offer before. Not that I couldn't do them, but I've been told that those are things that I'm more supposed to focus on. Now, working with these cases it's brutal. I am able to astral travel, and in some of these cases, in one particular, I went incredibly deep, very, very deep to the point where I was actually there part of the time. I saw the place, I saw the people. I can see what's happening. I can see through the eyes of the victim, like I'm the victim. I can see through the eyes of the perpetrator. I can also sometimes see if there are others there through their eyes, like the witnesses, or if there's more than one perpetrator to whatever crime is taking place. I can't express to you excuse me, I can't express to you how difficult it is when you see, sometimes a little bit feel what happens to these people. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's hard to even talk about this. I think it was excuse me, a year ago, I want to say, that there was one particular case that I dove into deeper than I ever have before. And while I meant to do it again, here we are later and I still haven't done it. It's too hard. Sometimes some cases might be easier to look at than others. It's never the same. Each situation is unique and different. But it's just always bothered me that I've seen people say online, well, like especially some of the well-known psychic mediums, oh, well, you're a psychic medium, well, why don't you help with murder cases? Why don't you help with... It is a big ask. It's a big ask, and it's the hardest, in my opinion, the hardest work that you can do. I mean, being a psychic medium is hard anyway, but doing that work is a whole other level. And I hope that will help you understand too, because some people have the opinion that, well, you know, for what it is, you know, you should, if you do that, you should do the work for free. I'll admit I even used to have that opinion very, very early on. And some people will bash people for doing it, you know, when they charge this or that or the other amount. And there's never ever a guarantee. Like, you never know what you're going to see. You just don't know until you start looking. You don't know what you're going to see. But please understand, now that I've done it and see what it really involves, I get why people charge. Like, I even have to charge for it if someone comes to me. It's not like I can look at something all the time. I do hope to still help out with cases now and again. It's not something that I can do 24/7 because it would just be way too much. So I'm not opposed to looking at cases, but I'm hoping that saying this will help you understand why people do charge, or why they charge so much, because it's incredibly, when I did that, when I went really deep, I was literally there. I mean, no, it wasn't physically, personally happening to me, but it's like it was, because it's like I was in the body of the victim and I could see through their eyes. Same thing with the perpetrator. Hearing what they were saying or hearing their thoughts, it's extremely, I don't even know if I have the words to properly describe it. But I hope in trying to explain that a little bit, you might have a better understanding of, I don't think there's a lot of us that do that work. I am open to doing it, but please understand, it's not that we don't want to help or sympathize with your situation. Believe me, we do, and it breaks my heart. It really does. But there is a lot involved for us to help you, and I hope that helps you understand why we do charge, or why we do charge so much. Because for me, that's the most difficult thing that I do. So thank you for being here with me and listening. I hope that was helpful. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications, and I will see you soon.